Everybody, and welcome back to Neptune's Rings. We're here again with Kerbal Space Program, where last time we left off, we just successfully managed to return Jebediah from his trip around the moon, the Mun, and Minmus. As well as we put a lot of science into our tech tree, as well as we were able to put a new satellite in orbit. So we have these two guys covering our system, make sure that we always have contact with Kerbin, as well as, cluttering up the map a bit, but that's all in good fun. Sorry about the long delay in videos. It's been midterm season for me at school, so I've been needing to study a lot for those, as well as I wish I could say I was, putting a lot of research into the next episode, but I've been having a really hard time with allergies, so I've just not been able to record lately. I've just sounded awful, and I think now I should sound about better. I don't know for sure, but I feel well enough to make a recording, so here we are. We're just gonna go and do a quick look through to see what missions we can get. Plant flag on the Mun, we'll do that. Science from around the Mun, we will also do that in this episode. And while we're at it, we can just get science from transfer or recover science from around Kerbin. I mean, we're gonna be around it anyway, so might as well do it. Okay, so if my numbers and the Kerbal Space Program Delta V map are correct, we're going to need quite a bit of Delta V to get this done. Yeah, we're going to need something like 5,000 Delta V to land on the Mun. So let's see what we can do. I think we're going to use the lander can because that is what we will be doing. We will be landing on the Mun. Couple that with some good old. That's really interesting. Lander can is slightly bigger than. So what we might do. Do we have coupling? Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to, for simplicity's sake, and because I've had issues in the past with actually successfully bringing my Kerbals back from the Mun, we're just going to do a simple mission to collect science from the surface of the Mun, bring it back, and then we will come back and we will plan a much more complex mission in which we will go to the Mun and Minmus in the same mission. I think that sounds like a lot of fun, so we're gonna try that out. Sorry about that. And like I said, I'm not one to use quick saving and quick loads if something happens, so this will all be on the fly, and hopefully we succeed, because I've mentioned multiple times, I hate losing Jebediah. And I had asked in previous episodes if you wanted to watch the build process in the video or just skip around, and y'all said that y'all want to watch the build process, so I will try to build on camera for y'all and not make it too boring, and explain what I'm doing as we go, and hopefully it won't take up too much time of the recording. But of course I did spend like 3 minutes just babbling a little bit, so maybe that's not the worst. Need to get some electricity production. I like to just do 2 sets just to make sure. We have our heat shield, so now we just need a coupling. fuel. Alright, now this stage has to be able to land and take off from the moon. So what I think I'm going to do, ooh, that's really big. Okay, that's a little bit better. On missions I've done in the past, we'll have fuel tanks on the side like this. I think the Terrier's, yeah, the Terrier's right size. Put one engine there. And then what we can do is, where is it? In the field, yeah. I'm gonna connect these to there so that they have extra fuel. And that gives us what, 700 delta V? That's enough to land. I preferably like a little bit more though. Don't know if I can achieve that. Might have to just scrap some of the science, unfortunately. Especially because this is just going to get very top heavy. Or, yeah. And that saves. Excuse me. No, please just switch. There we go. So now we have close to the 800 delta V, which is a lot better, but still not ideal. Let's see. Oh, you know what? This is also at sea level. We need vacuum. Oh my god, we have so much delta V. I don't think we really need these. Yeah, that should be able to land us fine. We will need landing struts though. Very important. And actually, you know what? Shouldn't have done that. We will use these radial decouplers and extra fuel because one second, I'll explain in just a moment. Those are all connected. These need eject afterwards. Right. This is gonna be massive, massive, massive overkill. But like I said, I do not want to get jeopardized stranded. Do we have structural struts? We do. I'm just gonna do that too. Make sure that they don't fall off. Okay. And a little bit of aerodynamics. Those guns. I should explain the drag. I don't know how the drag calculation works for these nose cones. But we had about 1200 delta V, meters per second delta V, in that one stage, and we need 500, about 600 to land. So about 600 with some margin to land safely, and then we're going to need another 600 to get off of the MUN. So that would have eaten up our entire delta V budget alone. As well as we need another, what, 1200 just to get back to Kerbin. So we're just going to bring this extra, because all this should have to do is land, take off, and come back. So this is just for maneuvering around the moon. We're gonna have another stage that's gonna get us into orbit, and another stage that's gonna get us to the moon. The moon. The moon, do the same thing. Not that one. That one. So unfortunately this is going to be very top heavy, it's going to be very aerodynamically frustrating. As well as it's already quite heavy. But that's okay. We will deal with that. Should be able to get about 2 of these maybe. And another Terrier engine. And this should be our transfer stage. Yeah. So that should get us transferred to the moon into a low orbit. And then we're gonna want another decoupler, stack separator. And in structure we should have, yes, this adapter. Oops, not that. In which case our launch stage is going to be very similar to what we had in previous episodes, where it's just going to be a massive, what was overkill, but for this case it will be actually more warranted. So don't want the poodle, reliant, want the skipper. Okay, that's almost enough. I don't know if I want to do this solely. Oh, I should actually also check the thrust to weight. Over sea level. Okay. Oh no, it turns out we actually need a lot more delta V. But we do have the proper thrust to weight this time. So what we're going to do is we're gonna add some of these guys. We're gonna add 2 of them. Which way's the door of the hangar? Oh, right behind me. We're gonna have 2 of them on this orientation. Nope, I just want 2. Did I put 3 on accident? I put 3 on accident, didn't I? Dang it. No, I want 2 of you. Yes, just like that. Something like that. Okay, perfect. Okay, then we're gonna put on some nose cones on this for aerodynamics. I don't know what the difference really is in nose cones, as I've stated, but those look pretty cool. Yeah, pretty cool. We're gonna raise this up just a bit so that it's more hopefully flush or not passing the engine there. And then we're gonna finish the design off with these stability enhancers. And that should be our completed rocket that we're going to use. Just go over these parameters real quick. I had to think of what to call them. And make sure that we're good. We're going to launch those. We want this to launch with those. It's gonna be close. We should be fine though. That should work. There we go. And for this, I know I said I was gonna get Valentina out, but for this mission, I'm really paranoid, so I want to have Jebediah fly it just so we have the proper stability control. And next mission, next time we land, we'll have a different capsule where we can fly multiple Kerbals, hopefully. And so at that point I will probably have Valentina come so she can get some experience while Jebediah is there for my own benefit, as well as the scientists. I believe what they do is they reset science experiments, so yeah, that'd be good. Ooh, that's yeah, about that. That's not quite right. Let's just fix that up real quick. Which build? That one. There we go. Let's just lower this down a little bit. Okay, I want it, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So this should work fine. Okay, here we go. Alright, here we go. We're gonna, so I won't do quick loads, but I will, oops, not that, we'll revert the flight, cause, yeah. Very important to check your staging, because that didn't work the way it was supposed to. This is all supposed to happen in one stage, and then once those burn out, that will go. Then once this one burns out, that one will go, and this one can start burning. And then once that burns out, this can go, and that will start burning. And those will burn out, then they'll be done. Okay. This should all be good now. Super important to check your staging. I'm gonna blame it on not feeling well. We're just gonna go with that. I apologize for the sniffles. Like I said, I've had really bad allergies the past few days, which is part of the reason why I haven't been recording. Have been a little behind on episodes, but hopefully I'll get a few episodes out and get back on the schedule with this, so y'all can have your episodes to watch and hopefully enjoy. But on that same note, please excuse my sniffling. Might have been beneficial to include some fins for stability, because if I try to tip, I'm most likely gonna start losing it. It's unfortunate, because to make this burn efficient and correct, I need to start tipping sooner rather than later. Then you get my gravity turn going properly, unlike the previous few videos in which the gravity turn has come very, very late, which is very inefficient. Yeah, by 15 kilometers you generally want to be closer to like here, and then by 35 you want to kind of be about there, or a little bit more even. Ooh. Going with it really fast, I'm heating up a bit, but that's okay, because we should be out of there soon. Okay, yeah, this is going really well. Let me get my orbital maneuvers out. Oh wow, yeah, I'm going to be really, really high up, so we can just pitch way over. Like I said, my gravity turns they leave much, much, much to be desired. Actually, I'll leave it here. Well, while we're here though, we can get some science. There, crew report. I know we've already done that one, but the contract doesn't say that we need new science. It just says we need science from space around Kerbin, so that'll fulfill that contract. Yeah, this is a very heavy craft, so the reaction wheels on my little capsule are they're inadequate to move it very effectively, but they can still move it slightly. Then we're gonna burn hard here. Sorry. And hopefully bring our periapsis up considerably before this fuel runs out. We should be able to do it fine. But ideally, gravity turn would have had us much more circularized while we're still lower in the orbit, so that this engine would be more efficient and by now we would have been in the orbit, but now we're burning very inefficiently. But I mean, this fuel was all for this part of the orbit anyway, so not like we're really hurting any. It's just gonna suck if we have to dive into our transfer fuel, which we probably will. Not gonna lie. Sorry about that. But that's fine. We'll do what we have to do. Well, it's gonna be close. We're gonna get pretty high up there, so it's not bad. Ideally, our apoapsis wouldn't be so high. Okay, we're gonna try to get up a little bit closer to our apoapsis, because I don't want to bring our apoapsis too high doing this burn, because we want it roughly circular so we can burn wherever is convenient to transfer to the moon, instead of having to burn here for optimal efficiency. Just gonna warp ahead a little bit. Very off from our prograde marker. And burn out. Not bad. Not too bad, not too bad. Burn into our fuel a little bit, but it's okay. So we can get ourselves up into an orbit. It's a little bit more. We'll do 80 and cut it. Yeah, there we go. And now we can start thinking, actually, how much fuel? We have plenty of fuel, I think. And we're not terribly uncircular. What's our parameters on this? Orbit. Period. Here we are. Our eccentricity is 0.1. I mean, in the real world, that's not circular, but like it's close enough to start making assumptions for being circular. So it's not the end of the world. It's good for back of the envelope calculations. So, oops, nope, didn't want to do that. There we go. I'm gonna actually set that as target. Okay. So, like I said in the previous episode, we want to burn when the moon's at 90 degrees. So we want to burn probably about here just to give the moon a little bit of time to travel. So it's just before our periapsis, actually. It's not terrible. I mean, just after our periapsis, which is a fairly ideal spot to burn. Just gonna bring that out just a bit more. There should be a much more. Oh no, that's about right. Transfer is about 800. Okay, there we are. Let's see if we can find a little bit better spot. Perhaps this will be there. We can do that. 780. That's not bad. That will be our maneuver. And we'll just okay. Warp to maneuver. And that little pink thing there, that's our that's the direction to our target node. There's an anti-target node as well. Okay, where are we going? Oh no. Oh no, I was doing about what it needed to be doing. So that's not bad. There we go. We need to start burning soon though. What is... Am I missing something? There we go. Just didn't want to move in the map mode for some reason. So at minute 10 is about when we want to start burning, because you want to do half your burn before and half your burn after, so it's essentially net at your burn. And we can go ahead and burn here. This works for me. I'm going to try to keep as center on your node as possible. Okay, and so we're almost there, so I'm going to try to cut this off at just the right time so we don't overshoot or anything. And right about there. Okay, let me just give it a little bit more. We'll get rid of this maneuver node so we can see a little bit better what's going on. Should bring it out in just a moment. Yep. There we go. Okay, perfect. Okay, not a bad burn. So now we'll just do some time warping and get over there. I'll bring y'all back when I'm a little bit closer to making a maneuver or something. But I'll see y'all back. Alright guys, welcome back. We're now in this sphere of influence of the moon. As you can see, we have our periapses and our trajectory here. And if we, ooh, that's what I was trying to get in the last episode. That will eject us perfectly to intersect with Minmus. That would be great. Like I said, in the next episode we'll be doing, hopefully, an Apollo-esque landing on both the moon and Minmus. But we need to get some good science and actually bring Jebediah back for that. Because there's a few parts that we still need. Which is why we're not doing that in this episode. But for now, we need to put a maneuver node here and bring in our app. We need circular ice basically. 246 delta P, that seems reasonable. Yeah, perfect. And you see we still have plenty of delta P here in this stage here. So we will go and warp to that maneuver. Have to figure out how to do that. These new buttons down here are very, very helpful, but you gotta figure out how they like to work. You have to click on the maneuver. There we are. Are we still time warping? No, we're not. Okay. Why can't I? There we are. Okay. They're a little finicky, but that's fine. I love them. They're so helpful. I could just align retrograde for this. And it's be about 40 seconds, so we won't burn at about 20 seconds. Just time warp a little bit for that. And we'll eventually have that maneuver node marker for our SAS where we can automatically align to it. We've never had it, and I look forward to having it because it's very helpful to have. Let's do this burn real quick. I wonder if we can see the moon. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I think we can see it. Such a nice system. Mun, Kerbin, soon Sun. I think Minmus is over here somewhere. Probably not going to be as lucky as last time in one of the previous episodes where I just happened to catch it in its orbit, but it's over there somewhere, I'm sure. So still bringing down our periapsis a little bit, so that's good. Or apoapsis, I mean. Bring that down as much as possible, honestly. We have all this fuel to burn anyway, so might as well get into a pretty low orbit. Oh, well now I'm at my apoapsis because it's the highest point in the orbit. So I'm bringing down my periapsis slower. So we'll get it down to about 30 or so. I think it's a safe place to have it. And we'll get rid of that. I think 30 should count as low space around the moon. Like I said, I don't remember exactly what the cutoff points are for like the different like low space, high space, you know. But I think 30 should be a safe bet. We're just gonna do a quick. Ooh, we're spinning a bit. EVA report. Yeah, just above. So we're in low space, which is great. Forward. Okay. Turn back SAS and do retrograde. That way we can bring down our apoapsis now to circularize. This will just make it easier for our other stage to land, as well as take off again. Well, it will take off just by the sense that it's going to have more fuel because it didn't use so much during landing. We actually get down to 14 kilometers, I think, and be safe. That's probably what we'll aim for. Very carefully, because you see they're both going down. Oops, ooh. Yeah, overshot that just a hair. So we'll just fix that real quick. Just a bit. Okay, perfect. And we'll just do one more maneuver at periapsis to make sure that we're as low as possible. And then we'll pick a spot where we'll begin our descent. Time warp. There we are. Let's just make sure we're at retrograde, which is where we were, but now we're not there because we're moving away. Just fine. Okay, there we go. This will be fine. Alright, so now ideally we want to be landing on during the daytime, just so we can see what's going on. But that's gonna mean we're gonna have to burn. Which way are we going? Should be going that way. So we need to burn about here. We're here actually. Up here. So we can bring it down, and it'll be weird, but basically I'm hoping I'm gonna use this stage that we're in. We're gonna burn ourselves down to a lower orbit, just so I don't have this stage floating around in space debris. It'll crash into the moon and be destroyed. And then we'll use our stage to kind of stabilize our orbit, and we'll go from there. Hopefully it all works out. Like I said, I'm not known for being the greatest person to land on the moon, but I have landed. I've brought my Kerbals back from the moon once, so hopefully this will be twice, you know? And if not, y'all get to watch me fail. Okay. Like I said, we're gonna burn retrograde. I should do this in the map mode so I can see where our things are. You can see we're coming in, our periaps. Okay, there we go. So that will crash. And we'll go ahead and eject it. Ooh. That wasn't supposed to shoot off in that direction. That was slightly concerning. I don't know what that was. Okay, well, bye. Those will go crash down. We're just gonna kind of don't fight the stability control. For one, well, I mean, you won't necessarily lose, but it's not a fight worth fighting. Okay. I'm just gonna burn sideways a little bit just to make sure that we're out of the line of those guys, so that we don't actually bump into them. And we're gonna push G to extend our legs, just so they'll be ready. We don't forget later. Nice sound effects. Should put some lights on this. It's kind of dark, but that's fine. And we'll just time warp a little bit. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so we're just gonna start a little bit of a burn to cancel out our vertical speed. I'm sorry, not our vertical speed, our horizontal speed. Just a bit. And hopefully, yeah, we're gonna probably have to deal with landing in crater zone, but we'll manage. Do a little bit of time warping so we're a little bit lower. And get a little bit closer to where we kind of want to do all this. Okay, and we're gonna start our burn, bring down our speed a lot. Maybe we'll land in that crater. Want to start angling that back a little bit. So we can actually get down and we're not just like keeping ourselves up in orbit. When we kill all of our horizontal speed, I'm sorry, I get very confused with those sometimes. When we kill all of our horizontal speed and have nothing left but vertical, so that we can actually go down. Okay. That should be almost entirely vertical speed now. So we'll just stay like this and let ourselves drift down a little bit. I don't remember how much delta V we started out with. And hopefully I'm being decently efficient with this burn. I don't really know. There we go. Looks like we might miss the crater a little bit. We'll get on the edge of it. Might burn a little bit just to get us kind of going that way a little bit more. As well as we're coming down, we're getting close to where we gotta be. There's our shadow. In old days, that's how you had to navigate. How you knew when you're getting close, because this is not always like the best. Because you can see it says we're at 40,000 feet above sea level, which used to be the only thing that they would tell you is above sea level. But now that it has radar above ground, it's a lot easier to do this. As you can see, we're a lot closer than 4,000 meters. So the shadows used to be very important, and if your computer couldn't necessarily run shadows very well, then you're kind of out of luck a bit there. Ooh. Ooh, look at that. Don't tip, don't tip, don't tip, don't tip. Woo! I'm impressed with myself. That's about my best landing I've ever done. Unfortunately, I seem to have completely forgotten to put ladders on this, so that's not ideal. But we can get science data from the surface now. 40, 48. I think this is what I just did. I need to get temperature. Okay, we're gonna do an EVA and take the data. Review store data. Then we're gonna review store data. Ord. I'm missing something. I did something wrong. 1 second. Take data. Store experiments. Now I can do an EVA report, which is I think what I had done. I'll put it away. And we're going to be risky here, and we're just going to kind of climb out. What was our missions? Plant a flag on the moon, and science data from space around the moon. Don't remember for sure if we did the science from around the moon. I'm a little stuck. Close those. Here we go. There we go. And we will do an EVA report on the surface. We're not going to take off our helmet. That's a great way to end this mission right here. We'll plant our flag. I should put my my own logo on there. Okay, successful moon landing. First try. It was my first try. Y'all can hold me to that. Y'all know I've told you many times I don't do quick saves. So, well, okay, unless you count the revert to assembly building, but I don't. So, alright, guys. Sorry, I had to take care of a few things, but that'll probably be it for this episode. I'll bring Jebediah back and show y'all in the next episode, as well as we will begin our science gathering for completing the one contract for science around the moon, as well as getting ready for our Apollo-esque mission for the moon and Minmus. So we'll be able to hopefully take surface samples next time we're here, as well as take off and go to Minmus afterwards. I just have to get back up here into the capsule. Oh, I did it. Wow, okay. Let's just climb down. Okay, grab, and then board. Okay. And that'll be all for today. I hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.